Marvel stuff. New leaks about Tom Holland, SpiderMan, and Kang Dynasty are. See what Dan has to say about this. Check this out.
Oh man, Marvel fans, yesterday Tom Holland and the Kang Dynasty were both trending on Twitter, and that is because a new report is indicating that Tom Holland's Spider-Man will be the lead in Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Oh yes, it's hyped up as heck, but what exactly does this mean? In this video, we are going to break all of that down. We will first dive into the actual reports, and then we will talk about why they are doing this. It's honestly a brilliant move by Kevin Feige right at a moment when I was beginning to think he may have lost his touch. Smash a gosh dang like on this video and let's begin. Now this all started when leaker My Time to Shine Hello began a tweet storm talking about how Tom Holland had signed a new deal with Sony and Marvel in secret. Now, I think the truth in this situation is that Tom Holland actually signed this deal sometime last year, but it was kept very hush-hush. There were a couple of people that were talking about, including myself, but there was no actual leaked out information about how many films it was, what exactly that was all going to look like, and I still don't think we have the total picture. I don't think we know for sure how big this contract is, how much money Tom is getting, and how many movies he's going to be appearing as Spider-Man for. But I think the only reason that we are now getting this information about this top secret contract is because there were leaks about the Kang Dynasty script. And this also comes from My Time to Shine Hello in her next tweet, where she said that Tom Holland is the lead in secret reports. This was also corroborated by a very popular leaker, Amber, who noted in her coverage of this that Sony must be feeling very generous because she is also hearing that Tom Holland is the lead of Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Now, most people cheered when hearing this news, but there were also a good bit of fans that were confused by it. What does this mean exactly? Well, let's dive into that now and let's dispel some of the confusion. First of all, I don't think this movie's basically going to be a Spider-Man movie where he's just fighting against Kang for 3 hours. I also highly doubt that Peter Parker's Spider-Man is going to lead the Avengers. I still think that's going to be Sam Wilson, Captain America. So what it means that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to be the lead in the Kang Dynasty likely means that he's going to be paid the most amount of money and he's going to receive the most amount of screen time. He's essentially going to be the Tony Stark of this movie, but Jonathan Majors will still be the Thanos of this movie if we are comparing it to Infinity War, which I think is the best comparison. You see, in Infinity War, Thanos actually has the most screen time, and then the character that comes in with the second most screen time is actually Gamora, but that is due to separate actors playing her when she is young and old. And I would also argue that the Gamora scenes in Infinity War are really more to serve for the character of Thanos. Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark has the most screen time in that film as one of the heroes. He has 19 minutes of screen time. And you might remember Captain America being a very big part of the Infinity War movie, but he only has 6 minutes and 45 seconds of screen time. Thor actually has the second most screen time of one of the heroes, coming in at 14 minutes, but he's not the lead of that movie. So I think you're likely to see a ton of screen time for Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the Kang Dynasty, and we will really get to see the events of the film through his perspective. But of course, there will be a ton of other characters, including possibly several variants of Kang himself. And so again, it's going to feel a lot like Infinity War. It's going to be grand in scope, and a lot of the movie will likely follow Jonathan Majors' Kang. And we even think that a lot of the Kang Dynasty film will set up Kang fully as a character. We may learn more about his past, his history, the multiversal war that he possibly already went through. Again, this is likely to be very similar to Avengers: Infinity War. Oh, and I also think that the Avengers are going to lose at the end of the Kang Dynasty, just like they did to Thanos at the end of Infinity War. And this is likely to lead into Secret Wars, where a group of Avengers will go around the multiverse recruiting other heroes to make some kind of a final stand against Kang and try to undo his victory. And I personally think Peter Parker is a great character to have this kind of focus and essentially be the lensing of what is sure to be devastation that Kang causes. And I should also mention that SpiderMan 4 is very likely to come out before Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. This has been reported by the Cosmic Circus. It was also a part of the tweet storm that My Time to Shine Hello did yesterday. Many folks have been talking about that, and that's going to be a very big movie for Marvel Studios as well. And so you're going to get a ton of Tom Holland Spider-Man right around that time when we are getting these crazy Avengers movies, which end with Secret Wars. But so, like, why is this happening, right? Some of you still might not fully be on board, and you might still be a bit confused. So let's break it down a little bit more deeply from both a business perspective and also from the perspective of story. This character is uniquely positioned to be very effective for the story of the Kang Dynasty. But let's start with the business perspective, because this is really brilliant stuff from Kevin Feige, literally coming at a moment when I've been questioning a lot of his different decisions, but this actually makes an incredible amount of sense. I mean, Spider-Man is maybe one of the most popular, if not the most popular comic book character ever, and Tom Holland's reign as the web slinger has been incredibly lucrative for Sony and Marvel Studios. I mean, the most recent entry, Spider-Man No Way Home, almost made $2 billion in the pandy without China. And the movie before that, Spider-Man Far From Home, cracked $1 billion. I think it did like 1.3. And so it's really smart to leverage the popularity of both the actor and the character for your next big Avengers movie. But it also makes perfect sense from the story perspective. I mean, this character, Tom Holland's Spider-Man character, has literally fought Thanos. He has experience fighting on other planets, doing space travel. He has experience with the multiverse, fighting with his variants and fighting against variant villains. He has experience with magic from both Infinity War and Endgame and Spider-Man No Way Home. There's a whole spell that was cast making everybody on planet Earth forget who Peter Parker is. And we also think that this character in Spider-Man 4 is going to be doing a much more grounded story, getting back to the character's roots. And I kind of assume this is going to come with that character being more involved in his community, actually web-slinging around New York City and really trying to do what is right for what he considers to be his people. And I get the feeling that Kang is going to come into Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and devastate. I think he might even do more damage than Thanos and the Black Order did when they arrived at Earth. And nobody does emotionally wrecked while watching chaos go on like Tom Holland. Watching him watch all of this destruction and loss of life is going to be very impactful. But on top of that, he's the perfect character to have Robert Downey Jr. pop back up in the timeline. Like the way that we will experience that moment through the lens of Peter Parker, seeing his long-lost idol coming back at their time of need. Man, that could be absolutely incredible. We don't know exactly how that's all going to go down, but just from a writing perspective, Peter Parker is the perfect character for us to experience that moment. And so that's the news, why it actually makes a whole bunch of sense. But I, of course, want to know what you think about this in the comment section below. And if you want to watch more, why not check out this video I just made explaining the ending of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Subscribe, like this video. Have a great night. Like this video and see you guys. Bye.